All right, everyone. I want to talk about the cities that I lived in Romania. I've got I guess one of them's in Moldova. So I lived in 4 cities in Romania, one in Moldova. I've got them all listed across the top here. Oradea, Constanța, Iași, Bucharest, and Orhei. I just want to kind of show you guys pictures of the city, maybe like talk a little bit about the city and why I love them, and talk about like my timing of me being there, because that could have persuaded me to like a city more. So when I moved to Romania, the city that I started in, I was there for about 3 months to start. It was Oradea. Oradea is a city I loved. It's on the western side of Romania, right nestled up against the Hungarian border, literally like 5 miles away from the Hungarian border. I'll show you it on the map in just a minute. But it was awesome to like start out living in Romania in such a cool city like Oradea. I wish I could make these pictures like bigger. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh no, that makes it worse almost. Okay. So here we are with these pictures this size. It was just a beautiful city. The center didn't like quite look like this. They've definitely like since I was first there have pumped like quite a bit of money into Romania, or especially into Oradea. Like if we open this up and like open this picture, like this building was all under construction the whole time I was there. All of these buildings were all under construction. So they've got all new paint, all new facades on the outside. The center here, it was like cars could drive on here, and they basically came up here, came right, went up here, came down. Pretty interesting. I like this a lot better. This is a lot more like walking friendly. But it's a very beautiful city with Hungarian influence. There's a river right in the center of it. Let me see if I can get... Oh, yes, right here. Boom. Oh, what? I don't want to see this. This is the river. Let me see if this picture works. I'm going through this with you, like at the same time. Okay, except... Oh, this is like... I don't know what this is, but this is like... really good. This has some good pictures. Okay, so the colors in Oradea are beautiful, like lots of cool yellow, blue, orange. This is Palatul Moșcoviț. I actually lived right here before they renovated this. Like when I was living there, this was like all broken up and like yellowish, brownish color. So they've redone it and it looks a lot nicer. I've been there since we've redone it. This is the river that runs through. It's called Crișul Repede, the fast river. And it's beautiful. Like just the sounds and everything you get being in Oradea is awesome. This is Centru. This is a church. Here's the town hall right here. This is the Black Eagle Palace. Look, you can see the stained glass of the Black Eagle right there. Really cool. When my wife and I went back to Oradea together for the first time, we actually stayed in this apartment, and it is awesome. I have tons of pictures of it. I'm sure you can find them on my Instagram, or I have some shorts out there that probably you could find it on too. This is also the town hall. You can climb this, and this gives you a really beautiful view of Oradea. This is a hotel right next to the theater thing. Here's another view of Black Eagle, Centru Center, Black Eagle. Oh, and here's the theater. And it's a really cool looking theater. I've actually went to a graduation for college for the local college there. It's really cool. And this is like another part of Centru, another part of the center. This is what it looked like much more when I was there. Like, see how like all of this is coming off? Like the colors weren't as vibrant. Like it looked a little bit more... like coming out of the 90s. I'll be honest, Oradea when I was there was not like up to date like it is now, but since I've been back, they have done an awesome number. Oradea is like one of the best cities that I could recommend in the whole... If I could move anywhere in the world, don't tell my wife this, it would be Oradea. I love Oradea. So I started my mission there. I was there for 3 months, and then after I left all of these other cities, I was sent back to Oradea, and I was there for about 8 or 9 months. So I was quite a long time in Oradea. I learned to love Oradea and love the people. I don't know. There's probably like 3 streets, I'm guessing. I feel like I've walked every street, but I know there's probably some streets I didn't walk on while I was there. So I loved Oradea. Awesome place to visit. If you speak English, there's a ton of people who speak English there. If you speak Hungarian, even better. Like half the people, their mother tongue, it feels like, is Hungarian. So you're in a really good spot. Super incredible place. This is actually a Jewish synagogue in the background here. I know you can't see that super well. It's an awesome place. They have a huge church, incredible park. Awesome place. 10 out of 10 would recommend Oradea. So I was there from like November until like February, and then again I went back after Orhe. I was there probably, oh man, when would I have been there? Like March until maybe it was February or March timeline until October 1st. So quite a long time there. It was pretty awesome. So I loved Oradea. It was incredible. Let's move on to my second city. This is Constanța. I'm going to have to pull up some pictures of Constanța. Maybe look at... Oh, let me show you the map real quick of Oradea, just so you can see like where it's at. So this is the Hungarian border right here. Here is the border of Oradea. I walked all over here. And if you know Romania pretty well, it's fairly close to Cluj-Napoca, about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. Timișoara, it's about a 2-hour drive. Really beautiful area. So there it is on the map. If you're coming into Bucharest, it's a pretty long drive. It took my wife and I about 2 days. Obviously, we stopped in other places and stayed overnight, but beautiful place. Awesome, awesome, awesome culture. Let's go on to Constanța. Constanța, let me show you this on the map just to get started. This is the best part about Constanța. What do you see right there? Oh, is that a lot of water? Man, that's even more water than you would expect. It's not just a lake. It is right on the Black Sea. Touching the Black Sea. This is an old port. It dates back to like Turkish times, I'm pretty sure. Tomis was the original name of the city. You can see Tomis here. Just an awesome place. It's been a port city for a long, long time. Very crucial, not only in like Romania's history, but like in Turkey's history. There's a lot of Turkish influence. So going from Oradea, where there's a lot of Hungarian-looking people who, this sounds kind of weird, but Hungarians look very different than Romanians. Going to Constanța, there's a lot of Turkish influence where Turkish people look very different than Romanians. So definitely like really interesting getting to see like those two sides of the world, these two sides of the country essentially, all at the same time. But Constanța's awesome. You have beach. Look at all that beach right there. More beach, more beach. This is what Constanța's known for, is being on the beach. I lived, man, I don't remember the exact place, but it was like something like this, where it was a house and like you walked out to the beach. We weren't allowed to go to the beach and swim. And also I was only there from like February until May. And May 1st is when like the beaches open up, but it wasn't very warm. So it was really cool. The city itself isn't like anything crazy awesome. It's a cool city. It's beautiful. But like the city itself, it is all about the beach. Let me go back and get to some of those pictures. So this right here is called Casino. Casino in, man, let me see if I can get some bigger pictures. It's called Casino. This is an old casino. Let me see. Tour in Romania. Discover Constanța. Maybe this will be nice. Yeah, look. So this is Casino. They've, since I was there in 2013, they've since renovated a lot of it, and I think even opened it up so you can go down really close. We weren't allowed to go super close. This is pretty much what it looked like when I was there, though. So maybe it hasn't been quite renovated as much as I thought. I had heard somewhere it was renovated. Maybe if someone from Constanza can let me know down in the comments. This is pretty cool. Roman mosaic edifice right there. Really cool, like old building stuff right there. The Black Sea, obviously very beautiful. Okay, not as much as I thought would be in there in terms of pictures. Here's another good look. I think this is technically still Constanza area. This is a city called Mamaia. It's just a little bit north of Constanza. But Mamaia is just like this huge stretch of beach where mostly like tourists go. It's very beautiful. Lots of beach up there. Lots of places to go. So yeah, the biggest draw to Constanza was like the beach and being in the beach town. I liked it. They had really cool parks, a lot of really nice people, especially like I felt like the people of the Turkish descent were actually really, really nice. I was shocked by that. I kind of always pictured Turkish people to be off-putting, but like actually meeting some, they were very, very nice. So I didn't live in Constanza very long, probably 2 or 3 months in between there. But I liked it. It was really great. The transportation, like the public transport wasn't the best at the time. We took a lot of taxis because it just wasn't that like fast and that like good. So that's the one downside I have to say about Constanza. But let me see, Constanza Beach. Look at this. Oh, you can't even see these things. That kind of irks me. Like the pictures aren't very big, but maybe you can see here. The beaches are all very, very long. It goes on for what seems like forever. So if you're looking to get a little beach vacation while you're in Romania, hit up Constanza. It's beautiful and very reasonable. The next city that I lived in, some people will pronounce this Iasi, but it is not Iasi. It is Iași. Maybe back in like when it was under Russian influence or something. Way back when, before it was under Romanian influence, it was Iasi. But it is Iași, and the biggest draw to Iași, let me pull this up, is Palace right there. Huge palace. The mall is actually like right where the person's taking a picture. So there's this huge mall, and then there's Palace, and there's these beautiful steps. These are all grass. You can walk up there. This park is beautiful. It's a beautiful place to walk around. Absolutely awesome. So Palace is like the huge draw to Iași. I'm trying to think here. What else could I say about Iași? I was there for like 5 to 6 months. And Iași, the people were really, really nice in Iași. Very, very nice. Everybody I felt like wanted to cook for me in Iași. Like anytime I went anywhere, somebody wanted to cook for me. They have a pretty good river. Like the city's pretty cool. So it's not like a great river, right? Like there's just a little bit of water, but I love when there's like a little bit of water in the city. They have their centru's pretty cool. I can't believe they don't have like a picture of centru where they have like this big church that comes through. Let me see if I can find that real quick while I'm talking. Right this is in centru, but it doesn't show that big church. Oh, here's a church right next to Palace. It doesn't show that, but their centru is really cool where you can just kind of walk through it. It's beautiful. But the main draw, Palace Mall and Palace. Very beautiful. It's been fully restored. It was under restoration while I was there, but we could still go through it. And I went through it and it was absolutely awesome. Quick little view here. It is out of the way of most like other touristy places, unless you're going to like Piatra Neamț or Suceava, which we didn't have missionaries here, so we never really went there. I went on a day trip to Piatra Neamț, never been to Suceava. I want to go so bad. But Iași is kind of out of the way, but it's right here on the Moldova border. So really cool. I actually went into Chișinău a couple of times when I was living in Iași to meet with other missionaries. Really cool place. It's kind of, I think, if I remember right, it's called the City of like 7 Hills or something like that. I think maybe Rome has the same name, but it's literally like 7 different hills are kind of how like Iași is built. Like Palace is in the center and then it's like 7 different hills going out all around it. It's really cool. And while you're there, I would recommend the botanical gardens. I went to these. They were stunning. I've been to botanical gardens before, and I think I'm always shocked, but Yash's was top tier. So if you're looking to do something in Yash, botanical gardens. My next stop was the capital, Bucharest. I was there for about 2 months. It was cold months. It was like, man, it had to be like November, December type deal. I don't remember the exact months, but it was like 2 to 3 months. Maybe October, November, December. I can't quite remember. Bucharest is a hot spot. If you are looking to do cool things in Bucharest, let me pull up the map. If you're flying into Romania, you're likely flying into Bucharest. Right here, the Danube River is right here, really close. So if you're coming on a cruise, you're probably going to stop in Bucharest. You're going to fly into Bucharest. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. A lot of draws to it. One of the biggest draws is this thing right here, Casa Poporului. In the summer, these fountains are going off. This drive up is so beautiful. Ceausescu was the one who created it. It was kind of like his stamp on Romania, I will say. He didn't do a lot of great things, but this was one thing that he wanted to show, like, look at how beautiful Romania is. He kind of took this out of like what I would call North Korea's playbook and made something to show like people who come to Romania, look at how incredible Romania is. It is incredible. The features, everything about this street and leading up to Casa Poporului is very beautiful. That's the one good thing Ceausescu did. I still don't think it was good because it wasn't like people got displaced from their homes. There were homes here and it just wasn't good, but it is like a lasting thing that Romanians should be proud of because Romanians did build that and it does show a status of Romania, which I'm happy about. They also have the Arc de Triomphe, kind of like France. It's actually pretty cool. You can go in there. You can walk over to this. Let's see, what else do we have here? Centru's really cool. They kind of have this old town that's really cool, especially if you're into nightlife. I wasn't into nightlife. I don't drink. I don't really party. So going there wasn't really my thing. But if you're into that, really beautiful. They also have something called Terme Bucharest, like it's thermal hot springs. Let me see if I can, let me pull it up real quick. Okay, here we go. Like, look at this. There's indoor, outdoor. It's honestly like you're going into Spain. Like, it looks so beautiful. The water looks so incredible. They have water slides. They have an outdoor portion I know about. Usually it's not pictured for some reason. Right there. Boom. There's the outdoor portion. Absolutely incredible thing to do. If you're ever in Bucharest, this is the place to be if you want to have something going all the time. Beautiful parks, tons of stuff to do, plenty of places to visit, tons of history that you can learn about. There is just so much. So I was in Bucharest during kind of the colder time. The companions I had weren't as like go-getter as I was. They didn't want to be outside all the time, but I had a riot. I went to a concert while I was there. I went to a rugby match for USA and met the USA rugby players. It's a cool place. It's a poppin' place. And if you're looking to move to Romania, this is probably the place to go just because it does have a lot of work that can go on, a lot of people. Really awesome place. Great place for people to move. I liked it. In terms of my 4 cities so far, Bucharest was probably my 4th. Oradea 1, Constanța probably 3 just because I wasn't there as long and kind of in the colder months. And then Iași was number 2. I loved it. And then the final city I lived in before I moved back to Oradea, obviously, is called Orhei. Orhei, this is Old Orhei, or Orhei Vechi. This is kind of like just this monastery kind of perched up on a hill. This is still like 20 miles away from Orhei, so it's not considered Orhei. This is more a little bit like what Orhei looks like. Let me see if I can find a picture. If not, I'll just go to the maps and show you what it looks like. Let's just go to the maps. It's just showing Old Orhei. So Orhei is in the Republic of Moldova. Chișinău is right here. Belț, Tiraspol, which you may know of because it's technically in Moldova, but also technically not. It's a part of Transnistria. But they played Real Madrid in, I can't remember exactly if it was in the UEFA Cup or Europa League. I can't remember which one it was in. Champs League, I can't remember. But here's Orhei. Old Orhei is right here. See, so it's not too far out of the city, but a little bit out of the city. So if you come down, let's look and see if we've got any photos here. This is kind of what Orhei looks like. It is a big field, basically. I think when I was living there, there was only an estimate of about 10,000 people living there. There were dirt roads, but Orhei's this is Orhei's centru. It's not the greatest. It's pretty much a one-street road. Cool churches, okay food, really incredible people. Like some of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life lived in Orhei. The pizza was not very good. I can't remember what this place was called, but I'm pretty sure I had pizza here and it wasn't very good. They did have some cool, because you're in the Republic of Moldova, you get some cool things where you get Russian influence and Romanian influence kind of mixing together. So that was cool, not only to hear the languages kind of mixing together, but also seeing definitely seeing something like this in Romania was different. It felt different than Romania. This is just another picture of Centru, but not when there's all the Christmas lights on. Here's the library. Here's the town hall. Let's see if there's anything else we've got here. Orhei land. I never went here. This was not built when I was there. It was built in 2018 by the mayor or something. I can't remember exactly who built Orhei land. But they built this really cool amusement park in Orhei. It seems really cool. I would love to go there. See, this just doesn't quite feel like Romania. It feels more like Russia, but still feels like Romania. It's kind of weird. Orhei and the Republic of Moldova are definitely a very different feel than Romania. Even than Russia. I've been to Russia too. Very different feel. This church is the Orthodox church, the biggest one in Orhei. It's on a corner. When I was there, interesting fact, it wasn't actually a Moldovan that was the priest. It was a guy from India who learned, I think he learned Romanian? Maybe it was Russian. He learned one of the two languages and was preaching here, but he was just from India. It was kind of crazy. So that is Orhei. Out of all of the cities, Orhei was probably my third favorite city just because the people there were honestly so nice, so incredible. It was just, and it was more country. There was so few people. I walked on dirt roads. I felt like I was at home, which felt really good for me. So those are the 5 cities I lived in. Obviously, I've went to a ton more, and there are so many more I want to explore, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick look into where I've lived at. When I went back with my wife, we stayed in Sibiu. I've never been to Alba Iulia, but I want to go. People recommended it. I should have went. We're going to go again. Sighișoara, I had never been to before I had met my wife, before we had went back to Romania. And I'm not going to lie. If I had ever lived there, it might be in front of Oradea as the number 1 city that I liked. It is a cool city, different vibe, just different feel. It is awesome. Hunedoara, they have a cool castle there. They have some ruins down here. There are so many cool places in Romania. Those are the 5 places I lived. Hopefully, if I messed up, you guys can leave a comment and tell me where I messed up. But I love Romania. I loved these cities. I loved even Moldova, even living in Orhei. It was awesome. So thanks for joining me as I talked about these cities, bringing back those memories, those feelings. It felt so good. I appreciate it so much, guys. You have a good one. Love you.